Hi friends, it's Miss G. I'm going to show you how to blend with oil pastels. You'll need some paper, you'll need your oil pastels, and your imagination. I'm going to be blending colors that are next to each other on the color wheel or analogous colors. When you color with an oil pastel, you need to press hard. Right now I'm not pressing very hard at all, and you can still see some of the white paper underneath. Although it looks kind of cool, that's not the right way to color with it. You do need to press kind of hard to get that bright, bold color. Now if I'm going to blend, I'm going to do a value of that color first, and I'm going to do a value of the other one. So I'm going pressing hard, and in the middle I'm not pressing as hard. I'm kind of just lightly coloring, and I color on top of the other color, mixing as I'm coloring. I'm not going to use my fingers to blend this oil pastel because I don't want to get my fingers dirty, and it looks better and brighter when you don't use your fingers or a tissue. So you might need to go back over and blend it a little more to make sure that there's not like a dividing line between the two. So I'm going to show you with a few other colors. Blue, an analogous color of blue, is green. They're right near each other on the color wheel or the rainbow. So I'm coloring dark on the edges and lightly in the middle with both of the colors on top of each other. You can also just kind of do some little circle movements to blend it. Oil pastel is kind of like paint, and it smears and moves around on the paper. So you can keep working at it and move some of the color. Not all of it, but some of it. So now I'm going to take some red, dark to light, and pink, dark to light. Even though pink isn't technically on the color wheel, pink is a shade of red, so I can blend those two together. Light blue with a darker blue. So oil pastels produce a very, very vibrant color. You can see how they look up close. So we don't want to do it like that. We want it bright and bold. So let's see it on a project. So if your pastel gets a little dirty because you were coloring with it, you can just wipe it off on a piece of paper or a tissue. And I didn't clean mine very well, but that's okay. I'm going to add some yellow on here. And you can scratch off some of the pastel if you're like, I don't really like that. It won't come off all the way, but you can get a little bit of it off. You'll be able to get some of that orange that was stuck on there. So I just color dark on the edge, and then in the middle where I'm going to mix my colors, I don't press as hard, or I color lightly, where it's a light value. I take orange, color dark along the edges, filling in all the little white holes. And coloring on top of that yellow, not as hard. I'm going to take the yellow and I'm going to mix and blend right on top of that orange that I colored on top of the yellow. So I'm taking my color and re-blending it and mixing it together on the paper. I'm going to go this way too to get a little bit of that color to move down into the yellow, that orange into the yellow. Okay, let's see it with some cool colors. So I'm going to use a dark green in this little space here. Starting with just the color green, making my value a little bit lighter right here. I'm going to take a lighter green, or a tint of green, which is green with a little bit of white and a little more yellow in that green. I'm going to do the same thing, dark on the edge, and where I'm going to mix the two colors together, I color on top of that darker green. And that blends in very nicely. To peel back my oil pastel right to the paper. Okay, take my pastel and blend it just a bit more to really get that effect that it's moving into another color. And I'm done. Can't wait to see your work. See you next time.